Nick just called me.
What we are alive. We're here to talk about the foundation event and building your business and actually building it the right way. Right? There's so many people that we see that don't have their business situated properly. And what that causes is it causes you to make mistakes when you actually have to borrow. And it doesn't matter how long you've been in business, right? You could be in business a year, you could be in business 5 years. If you make these mistakes, they're going to catch up with you. And that's what we want to talk about. So you guys can stop making these mistakes, grow your business the right way, and profitably, right?
Yep.
Chris, how many times do you see contractors sideways because they just don't have a grip on cash flows?
It's every single day lately, and I'm not blaming this on this year and the economy and that it's an election. I don't believe in any of that crap. It's always going to be like this if you're in business. You have to take all the noise out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's when they get a lot of these air conditioning guys, especially, they go through this thing called shoulder season, where they're just so busy during the hot months, for air conditioning, at least up north, they've got heat. But they just, at the end of the season, are like, what do we do? Because they didn't do anything properly during the season to manage their economics. And it's really sad because these guys are really good operators and have great employees and they're good techs, great company advisors. And they're just, their business sense of building a strong foundation for economics is just bad.
So they have all this cash on hand and then what? They just sit on it?
It's just poorly managed. It's basically like not knowing where to go and who to talk to on what to do to set themselves up so it's an even keel throughout the whole year, right?
Yeah. What are some of the other services that they pick up in the winter? You see them picking up
HVAC.
Yep.
They better be in a temperature zone where they've got heat, right?
Yeah.
Like up north, we've got heat and cold.
Yep.
Down in Florida, it's hot all year long. It doesn't even matter. Like it's fall right now. I just walked outside. I want to just jump. But then you get into places like Southern California where it's just beautiful all the time and they can open up the windows and have fresh air coming in. Dude, they got to get creative. Ductwork, other asset classes. I got a guy here in my town that is now getting into the air conditioning and indoor air quality and generator business because he's got his electrical license. So he's flipping it right into the hurricane preparedness, right? So,
got it. Smart.
Smart. Or they add on a different like heat pumps, like what we have here in the house, the Mitsubishi mini splits, right? So they do package units and maybe they'll start expanding into a different world where they're doing some maybe commercial building heat pumps for, small 7-Elevens, right? Where you walk in and you can see the heat pump over the top. Even restaurants, because they're so efficient. They're really energy efficient. So
I like it. I like it. And so let's talk about a little bit of what the business side of it looks like and the business credit side of it looks like, right? Because that's one of the sides that we constantly see happening. Okay. I told you guys, I constantly see SBAs get pushed back because they don't have the business credit. Well, why is that? It's because business credit matters. It shows that your business is credit worthy as well as you are, right?
Yep.
And when that isn't set up, it causes the entrepreneur to finance almost all the growth, all the day-to-day expenses on personal lines and personal credit. And what that does is it doesn't necessarily build your credit, it's using it. And because of the amount that you guys have to use it, even if you're paying all your bills, you still wind up with a lower credit score.
Yeah.
I've seen people pay all their bills, everything looks great, and they're in the low 600s. Sometimes, believe it or not, depending on how much utilization they have, they could be in the high 500s. And now you have someone that has paid all their bills, everything looks great, except they have so much personal debt that is bringing down their credit. So then they go apply for something on the business side with low credit, and guess what they get? They get more awful financing programs that aren't really going to help. And so now they're always constantly drawing personal credit, business, but the business is not the right type of financing. It's usually cash advances. And they constantly play this battle until either they get out of the cycle, okay, or they go out of business.
How many people do you have reaching out to you on a weekly basis on those cash advancement programs that they were maybe possibly had to take. Now, look, they were either swindled or their back was against the wall, and they had to do whatever they had to do to get out of a situation because they're not always bad. Let's just say what it is. If they're utilized properly and you have a plan. But how many people a week are reaching out to you with that issue, man? A lot.
Oh man, I gotta have 10 to 20 people a week reaching out.
And not just that. Now they've got the pressure of their business, and then the pressure of trying to maybe dig themselves out of a merchant cash advancement program that they got in, and now they're fighting two battles at the same time.
Exactly, they're fighting two front wars, right?
Yeah.
And it's very hard, and so
that's tough.
Yeah, it is. And here's the thing: like cash advances can be used, and and they do work if one, you get them from a reputable place and you use it the right way, and two, you're not getting killed, and three, you're not taking 3, 4, 5 of them. Okay, because then you're going out of business, and that's usually the slippery slope that I catch people on, right? And so if you had the business credit built first, your personal credit would have been much higher, and you probably would have got a line of credit, or you probably would have got that equipment financing, or you probably would have got that SBA loan. But now that you didn't, you're here, and so we have to work on the credit and get you out of the cash advances, which is very, very challenging. Very challenging.
Yeah, man. Not all doom and gloom, though, right?
No. If they come to the foundation workshop, we can fix everything for them and show them how to unlock what they really need for growth. Yeah. I'll tell you what, Chris, I just brought on a new program that we're just getting the ins and outs of it, but it's inventory financing. Okay. So they will just finance straight inventory.
So let me get this right. I'm in the painting business, and I've got Sherwin-Williams. Let's just say Sherwin. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
I got a bunch of product in my warehouse. I can finance against that asset.
That is one you can, but that's not how this program works. This will help you. Somebody comes in, let's say they have a big job, or they need. I have one guy right now, the mini splits. Okay, needs 300,000 in inventory of mini splits.
Okay, yeah, all right. That makes
he would
sense.
never qualify for 300,000.
Okay.
All right, based on sales and revenue. But what we can do is, I think he'll wind up getting approved in the next week or two for inventory financing. And what they're going to do is they're going to give him $100,000 line, very cheap, just to buy, the mini splits.
Okay.
And as he sells them, he pays it back. Right?
Is it specifically tied to that asset?
Yeah. So the interesting part of this is not like a line of credit. It functions like one, but you can only use it for inventory.
Yeah, so it's tied to an asset. Okay.
Correct. So you can still go out and get your line of credit. You can still go out and get the invoice factoring. You can still go out and get all these other programs that you need. Okay.
Who do you see that helping most?
I see that helping retail the most, certain contractors, depending on what type of what they're financing and what materials they're financing. And I think it's a great way for any business to finance materials if that's truly what they need the money for.
Okay, got it. Well, that's why it all starts with a call. So it's interesting, right? Of all these people, hey Chris, I need, hey Chris, I want, hey Chris, all day. I'm gonna build an app called Hey Chris, by the way. So, and I'm not kidding. Don't steal my shit, but it's gonna be called Hey Chris. Anyway.
Yeah.
It starts with a consultation. Whomever's listening to this, I tried to load this up on Facebook, by the way, and share it, but it's not. But anyway, it starts with a conversation where you talk to somebody on John's team, or you talk to me, and you tell us what your freaking problem is, so then we can attack the problem and provide multiple or one solution or multiple solutions. And that's the beauty of the program and the foundation, is that you've got these solutions to help fix your thing that might be broken. But we can't help you without you communicating what your problem is, so we can then go back to the people that we have in our businesses that can help provide that. And then you ultimately make the damn decision if you want to move forward or not. They come to me all week long, and I'm like, great, we're going to set you up an advisor call with John and his team. They're like, but can't I have this one thing? I'm like, no, because you haven't talked to one of John's advisors yet to determine what it is that you need and want. And they're not going to just shove something down your throat. They're going to give you multiple options, and then you can make an educated decision if you'd like to move forward or not.
100%. You know, but here's the challenge that you see, Chris. A lot of business owners, a lot of entrepreneurs don't even know what the problem is. They just know something's off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And I see that a lot. And we get that, you know, the easiest and the most common thing I see where entrepreneur doesn't know what's actually happening is people coming in for lines of credit. And this happens all the time. And they're B2B. And it's their business is growing. Their business is doing great, except they don't have cash to take on more jobs. And they don't have it because they're constantly waiting to get paid. So they think a line of credit is going to help. But a line of credit will only actually help in the short term. In the long term, you still have the same problem. And now you even have more debt. So the right way to do it is setting up invoice factoring. But if somebody called you, okay, and they were trying to say, Chris, I need money, I need this, I need that, and they're trying to explain that situation. 99% of the time, they're going to say, Chris, I need a loan or a line of credit, when that's not what's going to help. Right. And that's why you have to work with people that actually know what's going on so they can serve you and they can help you and they can get you what you actually need.
Yeah, for sure. Love it.
You know, well, brother, I appreciate you doing this, guys. Foundation workshop. It's all over my profile. It's all over social.
Couple weeks.
Yeah, it's coming up in a couple weeks. So get the last few spots left. And we're excited to see you.
Yeah.
September 17th in Tampa. Not the 17th. Sorry, September 21st in Tampa.
You got me. I was like,
I know.
I got to fly out to this weekend. I'm like, that's not the right date.
Yeah, right. Oh, that would be funny.
Brother, I actually have to call you after this call to ask you your advice on something. See, folks, this isn't just for looks. I got to call him right now to ask him a business question. So,
all right, let's do it, guys. I'll catch you later. Thanks, guys.
Bye.